And we are back for some more King of the Castle. Let's go ahead and continue game. Let's not do a new dynasty just yet. Queen Vladena II. Go ahead and load this one. Okay, go ahead and type !join with your pronoun, he, she, or they, and go ahead and get on in. And should remember what side you were on and everything like that. So we'll give it a couple minutes for people to get on in. So that was definitely fun. You won't be able to stay till the end of the stream. That's okay. You can still join in and participate in until you you leave. That's perfectly fine. I'd rather have the extra participation. New Vladena be looking fly. I approve of the green crown as well. Howdy, Lizard Danger. How's it going? Return of the Fish. Because it does also mean that your character can continue to show up in the story and stuff like that. You miss being among the wealthiest nobles. Yeah, it's that is the counts still are dominating in money. Definitely dominating in money. So we'll give it another minute or two, see if anyone else wants to join at this point. And again, you can join in after we get in. That is perfectly fine. We'll see what shenanigans the counts and the chiefs and the patricians want to do to me. Actually, I probably should have left this on while I stepped away. Seelan definitely has a fancy schmancy beard there. May not vote on anything early. That's okay. Goes well with your in-real-life beard. Alright, let's go ahead and begin the game. I really like this picture. That's a really nice picture. Alright. Council introduction. Let's go ahead and start out with that. Of course, we do have Defiance at 2 for everyone. Faith is at 5 for the patricians and 0 for the chiefs and the counts. 823 military, farming of 6, 10, and 8, and trade of 7, 9, and 8. Alright, council introduction. Now that you're the queen, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. Let's introduce ourselves to the chiefs of the north. Howdy, Lake Lockney and the Canadian Dragon, how's it going? Chief Lake Lockney. Good luck in the days ahead, Your Greatness. You'll need it dealing with us lot. Let's introduce ourselves to the Counts of the East. An honor to finally make your acquaintance, Your Majesty. I was dismayed to hear of your mother's passing. Introduce yourself to the patricians of the coast. A pleasure, your august majesty. I hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. And with that, the introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as the nobles argue. Is this what your mother fought so hard for? Well, not the arguing. In fact, she fought very hard for no arguing. I'm doing well. Same stats, yeah. Yes. So, continuing on, it keeps... Well, Defiance, I think, is the only thing that changes. I think it defaults to Defiance 2 for everyone. But pretty much everything else... Well, Authority and Stability changed. They evened out. So let's have our coronation. Your Majesty, it was an honor to serve your mother, but now it's time to wear the crown. I think we know who actually got the immortality. The kingdom doesn't usually look this good. Yeah. As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Should I get changed into my waterproof robes, then? It may be for the best, your majesty. Shall we call the nobles in? Alright, so we could host a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. We could proceed with a religious ceremony that honors the ninth god. We could throw the queen into the river. Troops shall bear the queen through the streets atop a shield. Military would go up. Authority would go down. Throwing the queen into the river improves stability but decreases authority. Faith would go up for the for B, and A would be a lot of treasury but also increased stability. I'm gonna veto the lavish parade. I don't want to lose money. All right, let's start the vote. What do you guys want? Treasury will reset if it's under a certain amount. Yeah, I figured it. I figured that. It would probably go to like 1,500 if you're below 1,500 or something like that. Oh, going for D. A lot of people going for D. I might not need my waterproof robes. Looks like I'm not going to need my waterproof robes. Voting has closed. Troops shall bear the queen through the streets atop a shield. Soldiers from across the kingdom take part in the parade. They're even outfitted in impressive new equipment for the occasion. The North's military is now terrifying, the Coast's military is now mediocre, and the East's military is now inadequate. Yes, I will. It's raining during the parade. Dang it! Well, at least you all get to see me in the wet look. As you climb atop the shield and hold your sword aloft, you realize this is not going to be easy. Your arm quickly starts to hurt. Your soldiers stagger and groan under your weight. Wow, 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 just terrible. Sure enough, one of your shield bearers trips on a loose cobblestone and drops you face first in a puddle, in full view of half the city. At least the only thing hurt is your pride. And our authority is now credible. And the path to victory. Your Majesty, you have some big boots to fill, and with your mother out of the picture, the nobles will be looking for any opportunity to replace you. The waterproof robes still came in handy, that's true. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? She's just big-boned. She's just big-boned. As a conqueror, goal military. As a peacekeeper, goal stability. As the greatest queen who ever lived, authority. As the mother of the nation, farming. As the architect of a new golden age, trade. Or as a saint, faith. Well, we're not going for faith, that's for sure. I think we'll go with the mother of the nation, farming. We got 6 farming, 10 farming, and 8 farming. Seems pretty good. Interesting. Are you concerned for the welfare of the commoners, or are you just hoping for a favorable passage in the history books? Oh, I'm also looking for the easy way out. Faith would be the fun option. It could be fun. It could be fun. But it might also require me to burn beehives. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall farming as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. Alright, let's go ahead and end the season. Marcella of the Preskich 99 dynasty, powerful Eastern chess master, leans delicately on a podium, whispering carefully. My fellow counts, in ancient times the East was its own proud kingdom. We can bring back those days of glory, but not while the false Queen Vladena II wears the crown. Alright, subterfuge, lower stability, uprising, raise treasury, or blood ritual, highest farming. Well, I think I know what the counts of the East are going to vote for. Oh wow, look! The Counts of the East going for the highest farming when they have 10. Oh, who could have expected this? Who could have expected this? Voting has closed. Alright, 4 nobles voted for a blood ritual. The Counts plan to summon an ancient famine demon that will devastate all other regions, paving a clear path to the throne. First, they must ensure the East can withstand a famine. You do like blood ritual, though? But you're supposed to sacrifice to Marangor to make the fields more fertile. Not summon a demon, a famine demon. Because we have the bees! That's true, you do. To advance their scheme, the Counts must be the region with the highest farming in 4 seasons. Now, that does also mean that... if the patricians get up to 10, and the Counts stay at 10, they're still the highest. So patricians and the chiefs, you might want to boost your farming up and lower the Counts a little bit. All for the bees! Scheme, patricians. Aquila of the Farsight 3 family, well-known coastal tycoon, scribbles with a well-used quill on a hardwood desk, explaining in measured prose. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Queen Vladena II. Something must be done. That's not what I said. Alright, intimidation, raise stability, conspiracy, lower treasury, or corruption, lower authority. Well, that's interesting. What will the patricians choose? What will the patricians choose? It's even. Alright. Going for corruption. Okay, lowering authority. Voting has closed. Corruption. Lower authority. The patricians plan to turn the throne into a commodity that can be bought and sold at will. First, they must ensure that the rule of law is crumbling. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower authority to 4 or less in 3 seasons. So we are actually at 5, so that's pretty close. Lagertha of the Lord Canis clan, notorious northern elder, stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, droning as if in a trance. Chiefs of the North, we all know I should be on the throne, not this imposter Queen Vladena II. How do we make that happen? Alright, sorcery, raise authority. Doppelganger, lower own defiance. Or prophecy, raise authority. What will the chiefs choose? Grabs all the axes, even the ones made of lemon. What will the chiefs choose? Lord Canis is going for Doppelganger. Alright, going for Doppelganger. Alright. There are, to be fair, there's the fewest chiefs. Remember, you can join by typing exclamation mark join, and then put in your pronoun he, she, or they, and you'll join in. And that should, unless you've been in before, put you into the Chiefs because they have the fewest. All right. The Chiefs plan to swap the real queen for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the Spy Master. To advance their scheme, the Chiefs must keep Defiance at 4 or less in 4 seasons. I do not like that one. Alright. Monarchy currently has no heir. That's fine. Long-lost nibbling, long-lost niece, and distant cousin. Alright, laws of the land. Alright, royal gamble, anonymous voting, or reverse voting. Well, reverse voting can be fun, so we'll take that one. Although I should try some of the others. We've got an avalanche, we've got the honor guard, and we've got something else that I can't actually see. Let's do the honor guard first. As is tradition, each region offers a selection of elite guards, the chiefs with their most famous warrior heroes, the counts with their knights of the Order of the Drowned Rose, and the patricians offer their greatest gladiators, champions of the arena. Unfortunately, we can't recruit the Eastern Knights. There's been a major scandal. Some of their poetry was plagiarized. They won't come to the capital until this blows over. You'll need to pick someone else. Oh, well. I can choose the Northern Warriors, the Coastal Gladiators, or the Foreign Mercenaries. I wonder why I can't choose the Counts. That's interesting. Well, I've made my decision. We've already looked at the options. We are going to go for the Coastal Gladiators. Yeah, I've never seen that before. I will make the arrangements at once. So the north is now grumbling. The east is now grumbling. Now, Counts, I want to note that I literally could not choose you. So, you know, it's not my fault. The gladiators arrive a few weeks later. The men are bare-chested and the women underdressed, eager to show off their bodies as much as their weaponry. They gather behind your throne and begin oiling themselves up. Alright. Well, let's check out the avalanche. Chief Lizard Danger. A devastating avalanche has buried a mountain village within... Oh. A devastating avalanche has buried a mountain village within my domain. There were few survivors. I suppose the kingdom could lend a helping hand. A tragedy, but there's nothing we can do. The Counts were the ones that I had last time, yeah. I guess it's to keep you from choosing the same ones over and over. You poor villagers. Well, we could lend a helping hand, I suppose. The other nobles are under no obligation to help the North, but surely they will vote with compassion. Surely. Yeah, the chiefs want low defiance. And they currently have it. There's nothing to be done. Instruct the Archbishop to lead a memorial for those lost, or send financial aid. Maybe because the Counts have the lowest military score? No, because it's been pretty bad before. I'm going to veto financial aid. So, is there nothing to be done, or do we instruct the Archbishop to lead a memorial for the lost? That's clearly all we can do. Nothing or a memorial. Thoughts and prayers, everyone. Thoughts and prayers. Alright. Voting has closed. Howdy, Shadow Mousy. How's it going? Nope. Unfortunately, the Archbishop decides to take the opportunity for the memorial to blame the disaster on the victims, claiming that the Ninth God has punished the North for their pagan ways. Faith can't go lower. And Defiance is now insolent. The Chiefs are furious. You really like this game? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I've been having a blast with it so far. Okay. So next up we have missing bees. What? Your Highness, terrible news from the east. The bees have vanished. Excellent. You can have outdoor picnics in peace. No. But my breakfast honey. I fear it has wider implications than your breakfast, Your Highness. We counts rely on the bees for our honey trade. But worse, in the east, the bees are bringers of good fortune. We look after them, and they look after us. It's a grim omen indeed if they've deserted us. Our peasants are scared that we've offended the bees somehow. We must track them down. So bees come and go. Let nature take its course. Farming goes down. Trade goes up. Defiance goes up. Send messengers to investigate other regions. Defiance goes down. Ask the peasants if they noticed anything wrong. Stability goes up, and authority goes down. Alright. Well, I guess I'll use Monarch's vote. Bees come and go, and let nature take its course. I sided with the Archbishop. I lost the bees' favor. Oh no. So we want A. We want A, folks. We want farming to go down in the counts. Farming to go down in the counts. We do not want to lose authority. Need some more Okay, well. Voting tied at 6. Well. So I can break the tie by selecting one of these options. All things considered, send messengers to investigate other regions. I'll break that tie. Eastern beehives continue to languish, but the counts are grateful that the council takes the situation seriously. Alright, Defiance has gone down. All things considered, not the worst option. Messengers ready themselves to travel the kingdom and find the bees. Surely it shouldn't be too hard to find such a huge swarm. Alright, let's go ahead and end the season. Alright, so we've got the Chiefs want a cathedral, which would increase faith, a deer park, which would decrease farming. The counts have a library, which would increase stability, and a prison, which would decrease stability. Patricians have a monument, which would increase authority, which we do want, and a theater, which would decrease authority, which we do not want. So, honestly, the library and the monument, those seem pretty good. C and E, everyone. That's the best things on here. C and E. A is okay as well. B, D, and F are all bad, so C and E preferably. Get your C's and E's in. Mind you, if F is going to win, then E is better than C. The counts have a lot of money. They could easily swing this one. Could easily swing this one. A is not okay. Take it from the north. So E is in the lead. If C could get bumped up, that would be good. All right, time's up. All right, buildings funded. The theater, which decreases authority, and the monument, which increases authority. So it's a wash. Shield of Hope, going whole hog on the theater, and Pevkovic going for the monument. Alright, Northern Outrage, finding a spouse, and a stinging problem. Well, let's go finding a spouse first. Your Majesty, it's important you find a spouse sooner rather than later. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What is your preference, men, women, or do you not mind? Any. Thank you, Your Majesty. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. We may have found our missing bees, yeah. But we also have Northern Outrage. See if we can raise their defiance some more. I demand the Archbishop apologize for insulting us at the Avalanche Memorial the other month. We may worship different gods than the rest of you, but we're all citizens of the same kingdom. We deserve respect. Sack the Archbishop and replace him with one who will keep his mouth shut. Stability would go down, faith would go up, defiance goes up and down. Order the Archbishop to apologize, which is authority. Stay silent on the matter, which increases authority. And declare the Archbishop has the Queen's full support. Boy, I would kind of like that. Which one do I want to go for, or try to go for? You know what? Let's do reverse voting. And see what happens. Let's go. Staying silent on the matter is kind of okay. Authority going up is good. Declare the Archbishop has the Queen's full support. Doesn't do that much. I mean, it would get the defiance of the chiefs up a bit, which is good. Oh boy, looks like we're ordering the Archbishop to apologize. 4244. Oh, man. Okay. After a little light blackmail from your spy master, the Archbishop apologizes for his thoughtless words. It succeeded. Defiance is now grumbling. That's not good. Faith is now irreverent in the coast. Faith can't go lower in the east, and authority is now commanding. Hey, authority going up is actually good. The chiefs are satisfied, and the supreme power of the monarch over church is firmly established. Alright, a stinging problem. The messenger you sent to look for the Count's bees has returned, Your Majesty. We've discovered where they went. They've been seen in the coast. Noble patrician Overlord Zorp stamps in, his face swollen and covered with stings. Those damned counts, I bet they sent those bees of theirs just to trouble us. I did wonder what was going on with your face. They've been attacking you. Aren't you enjoying the honey? Yeah, aren't you enjoying the honey? That's not how beekeeping works, Your Serene Highness. These bees aren't making honey, they're flying around and stinging my citizens. It's terrible. By sea and storm, those bees must be destroyed. No one dares to go outside. Our markets are ruined. Dragov's bones. These bees are our livelihood. If they're killed, they'll bring bad luck to us all. Then you should have taken better care of them, shouldn't you? So we can focus on luring the bees back to the east, destroy the bees in the coast, or get the church to help heal the peasants. Well, I'm assuming that farming... I don't know where farming is going down. I don't know if that's going down in the patricians or the count's lands. But the monarch's vote has A. So we'll see how that goes. All hail bees! Get your votes in. Ideally, if we can lower the farming in the Count's lands, that would be good. And it looks like that's what we're going to focus on. Alright. Voting has closed. 9 nobles and the monarch voted for focus on luring the bees back to the east. Ah, it lowers the coastal farming. That's unfortunate. Defiance is now aloof in the coast. Some patricians grumble that they're not getting enough help from the crown. Their farmers resort to huge protective suits and hats, which hamper their work terribly. Well, shucks. Meanwhile, the counts are grateful, but are desperate to figure out how to bring the bees back. Eastern folktales describe charms that can control bees. Hopefully the counts can find one before it's too late. Their defiance has gone down. Alright, new season. Trade bonus. The counts sell a cursed idol to gullible Danaan merchants for 500 wealth. The other nobles gain 200 wealth. A little bit of defiance amongst the counts. It's fine. Yeah, I'll leave the patricians where they are. I'll confirm that tax. Alright, defiance is now aloof in the east, and defiance is now insolent in the north. A curious discovery, eligible options, and a useful trinket. Let's go to eligible options. So you see what I'm saying, Ald, and you agree that there isn't enough regicide going on these days. That's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. Eligible options. I have found 3 potential matches for you. One eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. You'll be securing a powerful alliance. And a partner for life to have and to hold, don't forget. Indeed, your majesty. The Chancellor leads you to the Great Hall, where they've arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Alright then, let's see the eligible candidates. They whisk away the cloth of the first portrait. This is Ulf, firstborn son of the Northern Shadowmousy clan. From what I've heard, he knows exactly what he wants and will do whatever is necessary to get it. Strangely enough for a Northerner, he's an enthusiastic convert to the worship of the Ninth God. He's an incredibly driven person by all accounts. Gets up at the crack of dawn each morning and goes for a swim in a frozen lake. Not interested. Next. Guess we know which option won't get chosen. Oh yeah. This is Lorelei, the eldest daughter of the Eastern Kinshire dynasty. She's a good-looking one, eh? And not a bad word is said about her. Everyone likes her. She had a laboratory installed in her castle and spends most of her time there conducting bizarre experiments. She's left a trail of broken hearts in her wake. She's an intriguing candidate. And finally, from the coast, we have Camilla, the wealthy heiress of Lord Patrician Isovan 28's estate. She wasn't originally the heiress, but her elder sister had an unfortunate accident. Oh, I think we know who that might have been. I think Queen Vladena may have gotten a little bit of revenge there. Her interests are typical of the coast. Money, 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 and making more of it. And apparently she has a dark side, though I don't know much about that. Could be worse, but could be a lot better. What do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. What happened to that spy network? It didn't survive past the queen. Maybe the spy master died, and now we got the spy master's kid, and it fell apart. Alright, I've made my decision. So, I don't really have a good choice here. Definitely not Ulf. Look, I've seen what Isovan's family has done. So, they're out. Lorelei of the East it is. Excellent. I'll make the arrangements. Defiance is now loyal in the East. Defiance is now aggrieved in the north, and Defiance is now grumbling in the coast. Phew. Ha ha ha! You do bring honey, yes. And I do have a long and storied tradition with the Counts of the East. Alright, we've got a curious discovery up in the north. Your Majesty will recall the devastating avalanche that struck the north. I won't lie, I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, I remember, a tragedy. The avalanche uncovered an ancient stone door embedded in the mountainside. We suspect it may be one of our ancestors' tombs. Well, that seems like something worth looting. Some locals pried open the door and investigated within. They did not return. Send a group of renowned northern warriors to explore the ruins. Send a team of scholars from Quail University. Or we can order the tomb shut back up. Well, I'm going to veto one of these. We're not going to shut it back up. I don't want the Defiance getting any higher. The Counts want to kill me this time around. Don't forget about that detail. That's true, yes. That is true. Alright, do we send a group of renowned northern warriors to explore the ruins, or do we send a team of scholars from Quail University? Looks like we're sending some northern warriors. Oh, no. Looks like we're going to send some scholars. Excellent. Excellent. I approve of that. Voting has closed. Alright, 8 nobles voted for sending a team of scholars. A team of scholars are sent forth to investigate, accompanied by a few officers of the Watch to ensure their safety. Is that Dan Quayle University? Probably. The future did get better tomorrow. You hope to hear back from them soon. Alright, and a useful trinket. Count Prevkovic holds up a slat of wood attached to a length of string. When he swings it around his head, it makes a powerful buzzing noise. Look at this. It's a bee charm. We bought it from a wandering druid, and it's proven most effective at attracting the bees back to the east. We can even control them to an extent. Well, the farming can't go any higher. And Count Pevkovic's wealth has decreased. A blanket of eager bees is already covering the windows of the council hall. Shut that thing up before we get stung. I'd love to hear some good news for a change. Is there a catch? I trust the patricians are happy. Is there a catch? None that we know of, Your Grace, though the druid charged us an arm and a leg. We're practically drowning in honey, and our crops are thriving. However, I petitioned the council for an investment to help us keep using the charm. It requires constant use, and my arm is starting to hurt. Besides, it would be a shame if the unfortunate swarm situation happened again. The nobles exchanged nervous glances. No one wants a plague of bees descending on their household. Not the bees! Alright, the treasury will pay off the counts. The other nobles should pay off the counts. And forbid the counts from using the bee charm aggressively. Oh. Ooh. Alright, reverse voting. Vote for the one that you want the least. I don't actually know which one is better here. Farming can't go higher, so I'd rather not lose money from the treasury. So, alright, looks like I'm going to be losing money from the treasury. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Well, shucks. Voting is closed. 0 nobles voted for it. The treasury will pay off the counts. Prevkovic receives your payment with an oily smile. Farming can't go higher. Defiance can't go lower. Some counts' wealth has increased. Guess what, guys? You just transferred my money into the counts' coffers. They don't even need it. Look, the poorest count has more money than the wealthiest chief, and more money than most of the patricians. You did that. You did that, guys. You did that. True to their word, the Counts do not use a charm against anyone. Yet. Instead, they focus on their own lands, building up even more honey stores and helping their fields flourish. You're poor, you can only take 1 bath a day? You want to be to happen, but no, I had to reverse the vote. Well, let's go ahead and end the season. Wallowing in corruption. In a dingy seaside tavern, 2 patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Blood, ashes, damnation, sea and storm take us all. Whatever is the matter? I offered cash to a palace official and he acted like I was trying to give him head lice. It doesn't surprise me. The Queen's authority is quite respected. You're lucky he didn't turn you over to the Watch. So there's no room for some good old-fashioned bribery? What is the world coming to? The bees bless us. How dare he? I know, how dare. The patrician's aim is to lower authority to 4 or less. Alright, we can decree, let's go ahead and change. Ooh, we got the monarch's golden choice. Alright. Well, let's go ahead and adopt that instead of the monarch's vote. There we go. The Scholars Return, the Royal Wedding, a bee empire. Well, let's get the wedding taken care of first. Your wedding to Lorelei is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Lorelei at your side. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? I've changed my mind. I can't do this. I do. Then I pronounce you queen and wife. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast, and after the feast, a dance. Your new wife, Lorelei, laps up the attention, delivering a witty speech in which she flatters you outrageously. Stability is now steady. Authority is now imperious. Defiance is now insolent in the north. Well, poop. Defiance is now aloof, and Defiance can't go lower. Quick, I need tax season to come around again. By the time you find yourself alone with Lorelei, it's past midnight, and you've never felt more tired. You danced so beautifully. It was such a wonderful day, wasn't it? Yeah, let's agree with her. You endure a long conversation, which Lorelei seems determined to flatter you relentlessly and agree with everything you say. Boy, I'm having flashbacks. By night's end, you still don't know who Lorelei really is. Her real personality is concealed beneath 100 layers of etiquette. You go to your separate bedchambers, still strangers. Are we supposed to consummate our wedding? But the scholars have returned! Bizarre news from the tomb in the north, Your Majesty. The scholars of Quail University have finished their excavation. Inside, they made contact with an army of warriors made entirely from ice. The frozen soldiers declared their loyalty to King Bjarnulf and asked to be taken to him. Who in the blazes is King Bjarnulf? King Bjarnulf died 400 years ago. He was a king back when the north was independent. The ice warriors have trouble understanding this, though. What do you suggest? King Bjarnulf is interred in the Hall of Heroes in Wintergate. We could take them to see his skeleton. Perhaps that will persuade them he's dead. A foolish idea. We should break them apart and try to work out the magic that powers them. I did not ask you, Easterner. So we can take the Ice Warriors to see King Bjarnulf's skeleton, which will decrease farming. Order your scholars to take them apart and see how they work. Military will go down. Authority will go down. Seal them in the tomb for good. Increase defiance. Tell them the current monarch is King Bjarnulf. That one seems bad. Seal him in the tomb for good. Go for the monies. Go for the monies. You know you want the monies. You know you want the monies. A vote for C is a vote for monies. Delicious, delicious monies. knew the monies would get you. Alright. Voting has closed. Seal him in the tomb for good. Your order doesn't go down well among the Northerners. Oh, their defiance is now mutinous, up to 6. The Ice Warriors could have proven useful. This is clearly old, powerful magic. Don't blame me, it was the Council's decision. And dangerous. Opportunity is knocking at our door, and you're shutting it out like it's a starving wolf. The Order of the Mountainside collapsed back on top of the tomb. Hopefully, you'll never hear from these Ice Warriors again. Where does the money come from? That's a good question. But one that will not be answered. A bee empire. It's just not fair, Your August Majesty. This bee charm has given Count Prevkovic a monopoly on honey. A honeyopoly? The patricians are just jealous that we made good use of a bad situation. Until I do hear from the Ice Warriors again? Nah, that won't happen. They'll stay underground. Everything I'm doing is perfectly legal. I was the one who sought out the charm in the first place to help you not get stung. But ever since you got hold of that charm, your bees have been making unnatural quantities of honey. It's not fair on honey business owners. We can't compete. Impose high tariffs on Eastern honey, which would decrease their farming, it looks like. Let the Count's bee empire fly. Their farming can't go any higher, so it doesn't matter. Pay for prestigious royal honey for the palace. I don't really see anything that I care about vetoing. Although, paying for prestigious royal honey for the palace... Well, no, that would get my treasury too low. I say impose high tariffs on the Eastern honey is what I want, but I have no real control over what we're going for, so... Go for A, everyone! Impose high tariffs on Eastern honey. You did it again. Voting for the wrong thing? Well. Alright, I guess we're gonna let the Count's bee empire fly. Voting is closed. Alright. The Count's nod in approval. Between Count Pevkovic's charm and the Count's business sense, the East thrives on a veritable sea of honey. It's like everyone else just wants the Counts to win. Alright. Some Count's wealth has increased. Farming can't go higher. Trade is now monopoly. And defiance can't go lower. I feel like most people wanted to be Counts but aren't. Not everyone is happy, of course. The patricians mutter and grumble among themselves, and some say you're giving special treatment to the Counts. But what's the harm in keeping them sweet? Oh boy. Oh boy, the chiefs are now up to enraged. Way to go, guys. Way to go. I mean, I'll note, your military is 3 and 4. Theirs is 9. If they rebel, you guys let that happen. Let's end the season. The famine begins. Late at night, 2 Counts meet in an ancient stone cemetery to discuss their schemes against the Queen. Our grain stores are looking much more impressive than the rest of the kingdom. Yes, and I've had peasants from the north moving onto my lands desperate to sponge off our prosperity. Alright, their farming can't go any higher. Most pleasing, but won't summoning this demon be difficult? It's magic beyond our usual fare. The walls of reality are sturdy, but they can be weakened. A rite of blood must swallow this kingdom in its wake. Chaos. For the next stage of their scheme, the counts must lower stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Okay. So we need to keep stability high. Seeking a simulacrum. Up in the north, Chief Lizard Danger is hosting a grand feast at his clan hall. What a bloody disaster of a year. We're clashing with the Queen on a daily basis. The Spymaster will never trust us at this rate. Ugh! How goes the search for the look-alike? Not well. The best I've found is a peasant with the wrong-shaped nose, the wrong-colored eyes, and a wooden leg. Don't let that discourage you. Keep searching. Our doppelganger is out there. I'm sure of it. The chief's aim is to lower their defiance to 4 or less. Okay. So these are the current claimants. They're up to level 2 now. Don't worry, we'll go grab someone that looks like the monarch very soon. I don't think it works that way, Lord Canis. I don't think it works that way. We'll continue to rebellion report. 1 or more of the regions are able to rebel, as their defiance stat is higher than both the authority and stability. Victory points. If the rebels get more victory points than the loyalists, they'll win the game. So they're on the verge of a rebellion. If the loyalists get more victory points than the rebels, they'll put down the rebellion and continue the game. Multiple rebels. If multiple regions rebel and win, a vote between the 2 rebelling regions and the highest with the highest stats will determine the successor. Schemes paused. Important. Rebelling regions have their schemes paused. Military stat. Regions with a high military stat are more likely to overthrow the monarch with a rebellion. 0 stat endings. If stability, authority, or treasury hit 0, the rebels will win the civil war. Alright. So they can rebel. Three needed to start a rebellion. Chiefs may vote by typing exclamation mark. Rebels next season. Well, there I go. Oh yeah, I can zoom in and stuff. So we got a namesake returns dynasty event, a kraken, and requisitioning rare reagents. Well, I do like reagents. This is everyone's fault but yours. Ah, Vladena, I've come to ask a favor. I recently purchased a very rare reagent for one of my alchemical studies, a Zicarian Black Pearl. Lamentably, it's been delayed. I was buying it from Lord Patrician Abcody. It'd be a great favor to me if you could chase it up on my behalf. I'll look into it. Most pleasing. Let me know how you fare. You summon Lord Patrician Abcody to the council chambers the next day to talk in private. Greetings, Your August Majesty. What can I do for you? I hear you have something from my wife. Lamentably, I can't give you the Black Pearl just yet. These pearls are worth quite a lot at the moment, more than any simple white pearl, and the supply has dried up ever since that merchant vessel sank on the way back from Valamir. I mean, some people just want to watch the world burn. Yeah, apparently so. Apparently so. My point is, I'm afraid the price that the Queen Consort paid will no longer cover the cost of the item. But you had a deal. Just hand me the pearl, or I'll have you locked away for fraud. Alright, I got an 80% chance on this. That's pretty good. Now, there's no need to be so hasty, Your Esteemed Highness. Perhaps we can work something out with the Queen Consort. Authority challenge succeeded. Lorelei receives the Black Pearl before week's end. She is most pleased with it. Lord Patrician Abcody's wealth has increased. See? Yeah, clearly lied. Alright. Well, we have a Kraken. A kraken, a real-life, honest-to-ninth kraken, just outside my harbor off the western shore. We should send our navy to subdue the beast at once. The kraken has every advantage in a sea battle, your majesty. Perhaps a lighter touch is preferable. It's said kraken can be appeased by an offering of living creatures. Heretical nonsense! You cannot be considering this, your majesty! Alright, so we can send in the Patrician's Navy, which has only a 20% chance of working. We can appease the Kraken with a sacrifice, or we can let it be. Slightly better than a coin flip for letting it be. We can appease the Kraken with a sacrifice, which has an 80% chance of working. So, you know you guys want money. Money, money, money. You know you want the money. Never get to use the napalm axe. So I feel like the Patrician's Navy one would have resulted in a decrease in their military as well. Have Cody going for Let It Be. Voting has closed. Alright, 14 nobles voted for appease the Kraken with a sacrifice. Dozens of goats and cows are rounded up and carted off to Lord Patrician Tiberiosity's hometown, where they're dumped unceremoniously into the water near his estate. And the farming challenge succeeded! To the church's great anger, the bizarre plan works. The Kraken presumably eats its fill and disappears back into the depths. Trade is now dominant in the coast, and the coast is now now has aloof defiance, decreased from 4 to 2, which is really good. The coastal villagers celebrate by burning Kraken effigies and occasionally tossing their own goats into the sea. Hopefully you haven't just spawned a cult. Hopefully I have. 14 nobles voted for a payout. Hey, how you guys doing right now, anyway? Pevkovic has a lot of money. The patricians are doing okay for themselves. But yeah, it's the counts who are really doing well. Faith is now agnostic. What is with this kingdom and cults? You know what? We just welcome all faiths, you know? A namesake returns. Your Majesty, you might recall that your predecessor, Vladena, allowed a child from the coast to take her name. I remember that. Why bother with such a thing? Vladena always was sentimental. I remember that. Yes, you would have been rather young, but it wasn't so long ago. In any case, we've had word that from the coast that this child has reached adulthood. What are they up to? I hope it's good news. They better not besmirch my name. Or her name. What are they up to? Young Vladena has become a notable bard, traveling all across the kingdom. But they're quite the rabble-rouser. Apparently, they've been stirring up discontent against the royal line. I wonder if it would be wise to curb their activities. Let them sing. It's a free kingdom. Authority goes down. Trade goes up. Pass a law making it harder for bards to travel from town to town. Authority goes up. Stability goes down. Invite this bard to play at the palace in return for toning it down. Stability goes up. Money goes down. Let's see. I'm going to veto the let them sing. It's a free kingdom. Alright, guys. I would prefer C. I would prefer C. C is a much better choice. Get some more stability. Fight against the nobles. I mean, if you vote for B, you're only helping the counts. Oh dear. Oh, dang it. Got one right in there at the end. Pass a law making it harder for bards to travel from town to town. The common folk don't have a lot to entertain them, so they're not happy. But at least you're not being mocked by some upstart who probably can't even sing very well. Alright, so authority is now up to 8, but stability is down to 6. And they wanted to be 4. I clutched last second vote. Yeah, I know. Rude. Hopefully the next musical fad arrives soon, and Vladena is shoved aside. Well, I guess we're gonna see a rebellion. Okay, so you guys do not want A at all. A is bad. E is good. And Grand Bazaar is okay. E is the best. F is bad. C is meh. D is bad. A is extremely bad. Counts and patricians, you do not want to let the chiefs get even more military power. So, get your funds in. You guys gotta block A. Absolutely block A. Letting them get even more military would be an extremely bad thing. I mean, at this point, the theater is doing pretty well. If someone can bump up the theater a bit more, just to prevent the A. Nice. I mean, it's not the best, but I was hoping for some more military in some of the other regions. I'm very disappointed that there aren't things that bump up the military in other regions. Dang it! Alright, the prison and the theater. Well, that's unfortunate. But at least the military didn't go up for the chiefs. Alright. On the verge of rebellion. Well, I don't know exactly what happened, but didn't vote to rebel, so... So we got a petitioner from afar, we've got about my heir, and a fossil unearthed. Let's go to about my heir. Thank you for contributing to my theater. Tonight's show will be the civil war between the North and the rest of the kingdom. Know this, if a defiance is equal to authority or stability, the rebellion is stopped. Oh. Oh. If we dropped authority there, bad things would happen to us. Oh, okay. Your marriage to Lorelei has grown stale. Oh, you get along well enough, and you've made some good memories together, but there's no spark. She cares more about her stupid alchemical experiments than your happiness. But spark or no spark, you still need an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair. But something's still missing. You need an heir. So by raising stability, we can open up dropping authority and prevent rebellion. Oh, I'm sorry, Lord Canis. But there's still something missing. You need an heir. You need someone young whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick, even if they're a bastard, or the youngest of your many cousins. Let's see. Well, you know what? My wife and I will have a child together. Ah, the traditional method. No one will object to that. I'll arrange for you to take a month off from ruling so you can get down to business, to defeat the Huns. Alright, they voted to rebel again. Alright, a petitioner from afar. Your Majesty, there's a petitioner here to see you today. We're not exactly sure where she's from. I assume you have good reason for letting her in. You'll see soon enough, Your Majesty. Greetings, Your Majesty. My name is Oried. I have a proposition for you. Oried, where are you from? Distant shores, Your Majesty. Which is a very fancy outfit. I prefer to keep my exact origins a secret. Who are you exactly? I am but a humble ship's captain, once of great renown, but that was a different time. Not a pirate, then? No, Your Majesty, never would I countenance the thought. Well, tell me more about this proposition. 3 ships are docked in a harbor to the west. Their holds are packed to the gills with muskets and gunpowder, and they each boast a full battery of cannons. They are all yours in return for a small favor. Muskets? The small furry animals? What would I do with muskets? And what is this favor? I only wish to stay in this kingdom with your blessing and protection. I can show your soldiers how to use the weapons, of course, to avoid any accidents. Alright, what did you do? I don't know what you mean, Your Majesty. I simply wish to keep my dealings private. You will forgive me, I hope. Monarch's golden choice provides safe harbor for Oried in exchange for muskets. I don't know if this increases everyone's military, but the counts and the patricians could definitely use some better military. And Seal and Mortar has subscribed again. It is apparently that time again. Thank you very much. You know you guys want the money. Money, money, money. Money talks. Ah, yes, the money is talking. The money is talking. All right. There we go. Voting has closed. 9 nobles voted for, provide a safe harbor for Oried. Oried and her weapons prove most useful in the coming months. She and her crew train your officers as promised. The good news is that the North could only get 1 point. The coast and the east got 2 points each, meaning that they're at 11 versus the 10 of the North. Whether that really will matter, I don't know, but we'll see how that goes. Oried demonstrates by puncturing a metal breastplate at 500 yards. The council clearly made the right decision. And a fossil unearthed. That's a great picture. Good news, Your Highness. Good news, Your Highness. The new prison is already filled to the brim with cutthroats, burglars, and homeless. Why, it's going so swimmingly, we've even started to work on a new wing. Though there is a small problem. While digging more foundations, builders found bones in the rock. From the size of the things, the beast they came from must be larger than the prison itself. How exquisite. Like a giant, spooky, scary skeleton? They're just bones, aren't they? Like a giant, spooky, scary skeleton? He lowers his voice. The builders are saying that it might be a flying reptile. A Quetzalcoatl? No one dares say the name these days. It's been 700 years since a dragon was seen in the kingdom. And back then, it was catastrophic. Carry on building. Who cares about some old fossils? Carefully excavate the bones. Don't mess with dragons. Abandon the prison entirely. Well, I get some more stability there. Alright, I'm going to veto carry on building. Who cares about some old fossils? Either of these other two are good. So, start the vote. Oh, Grandpa! Stability is probably better right now. But carefully excavating the bones could also be fun as well. Neither the council nor the chiefs want stability? Yeah. I know. Alright. There we go. Voting has closed. 10 nobles voted for. Carefully excavate the bones. Builders dig the bones from the rock. Soon the huge bones are revealed. As visitors crowd the prison for a chance to see them, trade picks up. Merchants set up stalls peddling hastily written pamphlets on dragon bones. Trade can't go higher. But despite the rise in tourism, some eastern locals are superstitious, treating the bones with fear. Some refuse to approach the building at all. Faith can't go lower. Kind of a wash. But it looks like we're going to have a rebellion. Tearing the Veil. A pair of counts face each other in silence. A code word is exchanged. They speak of their latest schemes. What happened? The kingdom was meant to be a whirlpool of chaos by now. It's more like a whirlpool of smiles and hugs. No demon will come anywhere near it. Yay! Smiles and hugs! The Count's aim is to lower stability to 4 or less. Yep. I can't tax them. Alright, well, Counts, I'm sorry, but I need your monies. And patricians, I need your monies as well. Sorry. Alright. Defiance is cordial in the east, and Defiance is now grumbling in the coast. No honey for me? That's okay. Also, trade bonus, the chiefs strike a rich vein of iron in the mountains, making 500 wealth. The other nobles gain 200 wealth. The kingdom is in rebellion. The first side to earn 5 victory points will win. Victory points are earned through events. If the rebels are victorious, the monarch is overthrown. Alright. A private exchange, rebellion, and opening strike. Well, a private exchange first. The Kirth captain that you allowed to stay in the capital, the one who traded those weapons, she has been the cause of some concern. Nobles have complained that she has been rude and confrontational. She does not know royal etiquette, after all. Worse, some suspect her of being a Kirth spy. Very well, I will have a word. You find Oread pacing the halls, far from her assigned chambers. What are you doing out of your room? Can I help? I heard you were causing trouble. Here it comes with the end poorly part. It'll be fine. Can I help? Kirth bounty hunters landed in the coast not long ago. And they're looking for me. I did not expect them to come here. Clearly, I was wrong. Tell me what you did and I might help you. My crime was a crime of thought. I dared to disagree with the other senators on a matter of great import. So you're a senator of Kirth? I was once. Now I am nothing. I could remove the hunters and ban others from coming. They prefer their metals, a woman who happens to have large quantities of Kirth weapons. Then do it, please. Alright, ban Kirth citizens from entering the country or reject the... Oh dear. Oh dear. Alright. Alright, guys, vote for what you want. I mean, they need to get stability to 4, authority to 4 or less. Wow, everyone's going for B! I'm so shocked! I know I'm decreasing stability, but I mean... No, I'm decreasing authority, not stability. Vote nothing. Voting has closed. Reject the proposed ban. The ban does not make it past the council. Before you can break the news, your spy master informs you that Oread has fled the capital. Well, I still have the weapons, so there's that. Rebellion. At long last, the chiefs have reached their boiling point. You are confronted in your throne room by Chief Shadow Mousy, her tattoos seeming to shift in the light of the braziers. For some reason, the council won't accept your votes for some reason. The chiefs of the North will rip that false crown from your head and stomp it into the mud. We will be fighting for glory, for honor, for Lagertha, the true queen. Stability is now teetering, and authority is now credible. Well, that's unfortunate. This is a formal declaration of war. The next time we see each other will be on the battlefield. I can seize her for a decrease in stability, or one day I will see your head on a spike. Well, shoot. I guess seize her. Come along now, traitors, get the chop. What? But you can't do this. I am an envoy. See? See how the queen's tyranny grows worse by the day? Oh no, defiance is now treasonous. Oh no, the people actually rebelling. Oh, I'm shocked. They were already at their limit, so. Yep. How dare. Your watchman wastes no time. Chief Shadow Mousy is dragged out into the courtyard, and her head is struck from her shoulders. I didn't expect them to move so boldly, Your Majesty. Chief Shadow Mousy has died. Shadow Mousy II has joined the council. How have you joined the council? What are our chances against the rebels? Let me put it this way, Your Majesty. Everyone in the palace who understands the situation has wet themselves. How did things get this bad? The leader of the rebellion is Chief Lord Canis. As reason for the uprising, he's citing your history of petty transgressions against the chiefs. Urge to murder. Rising. Yes, Your Majesty. Hold on to that feeling. You'll need it. So this is it? Civil war? That's right, Your Majesty. The kingdom is divided. There will be a lot of death and suffering before all this is over. It's not my fault. I can't wait. I'll go dig out the trebuchets. Petty transgressions. Alright. We got an opening strike. Howdy, Crescents. How's it going? Kept voting for things that would prevent this? Well, to be fair, are you, you're not one of the chiefs, so... Too long have those bastards in the Crown Lands held us down. Too long have they called us heathens and mocked our way of life. Aye. Now is the time to take up our axes and fight back. Morgana is with us. We'll burn their churches and string up their lying priests. You wish someone loved you the way the Marshal loves trebuchets? Everyone does. Everyone does. Send those bees north. Yeah, you know what? The bees should be pretty effective as a combat force, right? Aye. Now I ask you, brave chiefs of the Free North, where will we strike first? We can launch a preemptive strike against the counts to cripple their military capabilities. If we suspect the patricians may join our cause, we can call them to war. They'll be more likely to join us if the Queen's authority is low. Or finally, we can send an assassin to nip this in the bud. Dishonorable, of course, but convenient. Alright, so, chiefs. Only the chiefs are voting. Launch a preemptive strike on the counts, call up the patricians to join the cause, or send an assassin after the Queen. You have no opinion? You lost your head for some reason? I have to ask Shadow Mousy too. Clearly, you guys should go for B. Hey, they're the Count's fields, not mine. Don't look at me. Voting has closed. 4 nobles voted for launching a preemptive strike on the counts. The chiefs launch a surprise attack in the east, slashing and burning their way across fields and farmlands. They catch a regiment of the Eastern Army unawares and spring an ambush, slaughtering them to a man. Common folk whisper that the battleground will be stained red for a generation. So that succeeded. They did have a 100% chance of it. The rebels have gained a victory point. The military is now mediocre in the east, and farming is now rampant in the east. Thank the gods! Down with the queen! The northern soldiers return home in triumph, leaving the east devastated in their wake. Oh no, devastated. Down from 10 farming to 9. So terrible. Alright, let's end the season. 2 counts meet on the outskirts of a barren farm, wind whipping at their long cloaks. Good news from the capital, my friend. Well, bad news, but good for us. Oh yes, fires, wanton murder, giant spiders. All that and more. The fabric between worlds is wearing thin. The time is ripe to summon a demon. Oh, poopy. The military was a bigger hit, yeah. But which honored guest should we invite? Alright. Ankharazad, Lord of Dismay, the 7th God's Smile, Lower Own Faith. Belfeminar, the Hungering Absence, Queen of Corruption. Goal, Ray's Own Trade. You've got to be frickin' kidding me. Do we go with the thing that's already at the win condition, or do we go with the thing that's already at the win condition? I wonder. I wonder. Oh, it's tied up. Well, if I continue, I think it'll choose one of them at random. Belfeminar, the Hungering Absence, Queen of Corruption. Ray's Own Trade. Well, poop. Belfeminar will bring pestilence and starvation to the lands. She is perfect for our plans. When she arrives, the crown will be ours for the taking. Yeah, I know. Her summoning ritual requires rare reagents from across Celestath. The petals of a Sarakanese orchid, the eye of an Ateshi salamander. Indeed, we'll stockpile resources before initiating the rite. There's no time to waste. For the final stage of their scheme, the Counts must keep their trade at 10 for 1 full season. Alright, Royal Gamble, Monarch's Vote, or Swing Votes. I will keep what we have for now. Rebellion Report, they have 1 victory point. We might be able to lower the trade, yeah. That's what I'm going to be thinking about. The Bounty Hunters, a great battle, and a fear of bones. Alright, well, the Bounty Hunters first. Your Majesty, these good folk are bounty hunters representing the Republic of Kirith. Queen Vladena II, we greet you humbly. How may I help you? We are seeking a fugitive. Last we heard, she went by the name Oryad. I don't know who you're talking about, sorry. That is a shame. There is no doubt she is hiding somewhere in your kingdom, Your Majesty. Will you help us track her down? So assist the bounty hunters in tracking down Oryad. Don't get involved and let them be on their way. I'm gonna veto the assisting the bounty hunters. Don't get involved. Alright, guys. Vote for what you want. I don't think this will help the fight, though. I might need the veto later. That's true. I might. But I don't want to lose money. Devote death to the queen. There we go. Voting has closed. I'll let them be on their way. You politely decline, and the bounty hunters leave with their heads bowed. Hopefully that's the last you hear of this kerfuffle. Vote burn the north. Indeed. Alright, fear of bones. Your Majesty, it's the reptile bones. The people are terrified that fire will descend upon the east. I mean, kinda already is coming from the north. These fools could take matters into their own hands and destroy the prison if we're not careful. Rebury the bones, out of sight, out of mind. The counts should offer the peasants bribes. Move the bones to an eastern vault. Monarch's golden choice. Counts should offer the peasants a bribe. And also, you northerners don't get any money here. No money for you. Just came back, and other than Faith, this kingdom is pretty good. Well, it's in rebellion, and the counts are very close to getting their scheme going. I don't think this kingdom is actually very good. All right. Voting has closed. The counts should offer the peasants a bribe. Must we give our hard-earned gold to these fools? The defiance is up. Despite his grumbles, the council has spoken. The counts hand over the cash to the villagers, who are greatly reassured. Stability is up. Some counts' wealth has decreased. Alright, a great battle. Vast armies darken the landscape like the shadows of clouds. Flags are flying, drums are pounding in rhythm with the marching boots. The kingdom is gripped with civil war. At least, that's what you imagine. Most of your time is spent in the safety of your palace, poring over a giant map with your marshal. Your Majesty, the army of the north is advancing on the capital, led by that treacherous cur, Chief Lord Canis. Yeah, treacherous cur. I've received word from the commander of our loyalist forces in the east. If they march now, they'll intercept the chiefs in a matter of days. Alternatively, they could join forces with the army of the coast. It's risky, but together they'd have a high chance of defeating the accursed chiefs. What are your orders, Your Majesty? The counts and the patricians should join forces. I don't think the counts should fight the northern army head-on. Very well, Your Majesty. I'll relay your orders to Count Faramir, the commander in the field. Hopefully they do as they're told. God knows treachery can thrive on a battlefield. We have our orders, but should we follow them? Alright, counts, defy orders and send the Eastern Army to fight the rebels, follow orders and link up with the patricians, hang back and let the rebels march on the capital without challenge. I don't believe you can win the game with C, so you probably want to follow orders, and you can't fight the Eastern Army, you can't fight the rebels with your army. So it's B. If you don't follow orders, you're all dead. You've chosen wisely. Voting has closed. 5 nobles voted for, follow orders, and link up with the patricians. The whole city holds its breath. You stew in your palace, waiting for your marshal's return. This way we have a chance. Yeah. Finally, she arrives in your throne room, looking perfectly composed. Your Majesty, as you ordered, the counts have turned their army around to link up with the patricians. All according to plan. Indeed, Your Majesty. Let's hope the plan is sound. It'll all come down to the next battle, Your Majesty. The fate of the kingdom hangs in the balance. We will prevail. That's the spirit. Now, I really must be going. I have a lot to take care of. The trebuchets? Of course, the trebuchets. Over the next few weeks, it becomes clear that the Eastern Army's retreat has given the chiefs free rein to pillage and plunder the East. Rampaging northern troops descend on farms like locusts, taking everything to feed thousands of hungry soldiers. I must go now. My trebuchets need me. Meanwhile, shops, churches, and manors are plundered, and the stolen loot shipped back to the north. Okay, some counts' wealth has decreased, some chiefs' wealth has increased. Trade is now a monopoly in the north, and trade is now wealthy in the east. Whew. Phew. Oh boy, that was really good. But while the east suffers, the eastern forces successfully link up with the patricians. Now the joint army of the counts and the patricians rush to meet the chiefs in open warfare, and the winner will either end your reign or preserve it. So much for your scheme, yep. But isn't it better to win the war? Isn't it? I mean, you know, now I won't tax you. All right, let's end the season. Okay. So they are at level 3 there, but let's move on to the rebellion report. Okay. They only have 1 victory point. Chasing a fugitive, your heir, the final battle. Well, let's go chase a fugitive first. Your Majesty, I heard you spoke to a group of foreign bounty hunters recently. They turned up here looking for a fugitive of some kind, yes? Well, they found her. How does this concern me? Or that sounds like good news. How does this concern me? They caused quite a ruckus, burned down a whole tavern, something to do with the so-called gunpowder. And trade is now prosperous in the east. Now the bounty hunters and the refugee ship captain are sitting in my dungeons. I was hoping you might take them off my hands. Alright, release the hunters and allow them to take Oread. Transfer all the prisoners to the Queen's dungeon. Release them all and make them go their separate ways. I could get some more money for the treasury. I'm not that concerned overall. Transferring them to my dungeons probably is the best. But let's just start a vote. I prefer transferring them all to my dungeons. Releasing them to make them go their separate ways is okay as well. Oh, I might get to tie break. Nope, nope. Alright. Voting has closed. Transfer all the prisoners to the Queen's dungeon. You have the prisoners transferred to your own dungeons. Faramir is grateful to be rid of them, especially given their ties to Kirith. And the east is, Defiance has gone down. Severely damaged your trade, the kingdom shall burn? The kingdom's already burning. It's already burning. Alright, my heir. Your quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed down to... Council hall is filled with nervous silence. My son, my daughter, my child. My daughter. The assembled nobles break out into polite applause. By designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Your August Majesty, may I be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your daughter. What is her name? Stability is now stable. Yay! More stability, a little late. But stability is good. Vladena III. Excellent, Your August Majesty. I'm sure little Vladena III will grow up to be a chip off the old block. Congratulations on finding an heir. Now you just need to fulfill your ambition to win the game. Expect a visit from the Spymaster soon. I don't even remember what my ambition is. Farming, that's right. Farming. Alright, the final battle. A month ago, battle was averted, but that battle cannot be postponed forever. Yeah, it has a little mark here. I forgot about that. The counts and patricians are all that stand between the chiefs and the capital. A final battle deciding the fate of the kingdom. I'll send word to the patricians that it's time to strike. We can only hope they listen to our orders, Your Majesty. Alright. Send the joint forces of the patricians and counts to fight the rebels. 90% chance for military. Hang back and let the chiefs march on the capital without challenge. Your defiance and authority will go down. 90% chance for a military victory there, patricians. 90% chance. That's pretty good. We have a pretty good chance of ending this rebellion and kicking the butts of those filthy heathen chiefs of the north. Oh, alright. 3. You like authority dropping, but if we don't win, we lose. Yep. Yeah, it's the patricians only on that one. When she finally returns, she strides into your throne room with a triumphant gleam in her eyes. And that succeeded. Yeah! Marshal, report. Tell me what happened. What took you so long? Marshal, report. We caught the chiefs by surprise as they were fording a river. Classic pincer movement. The patricians attacked from one side and the counts charged in from the other. You should have seen it. The river ran red that day. An utter slaughter. Authority is now commanding. Loyalists gained 3 victory points. And the North's military is now down to mighty. Huzzah! Can't shake the feeling that we've missed something. Let's go with that one. No need to fret, Your Majesty. Everything is perfectly... At that moment, a frantic soldier bursts in. Your Majesty, we've received word from our scouts. I don't quite know how to say this. Spit it out, damn you. Yes, ma'am. Your Majesty, the chiefs must have split their forces. The army we defeated was a diversion. They've got another regiment making its way through the Crown Lands. They'll be outside the capital in a matter of days, and the patricians are too far away to help. What do we do? Time to panic! Panic! How come we didn't spot this sooner? We must prepare for a siege. We've got a lot of work to do. Build up the capital's fortifications, stockpile food, train up a citizens' militia. But don't worry, Your Majesty. This is the last-ditch ploy of a defeated enemy. We need to outlast the siege, and the patricians will come to our rescue. Alright, let's end the season. Alright, so stability increasing for a library for the chiefs, a stability decreasing prison from the chiefs, cathedral increasing faith for the counts, or a grand bazaar increasing trade for the counts, a monument increasing authority for the patricians, or a theater decreasing authority for the patricians. Let's go. The counts probably want to increase their trade. Dig up the second set of trebuchets. Let's watch your monies drop. Oh boy, the counts have really lost a lot of money there. Yeah. Kinshir, Seal and Mortar, and Canadian Dragon. No cash. So, stability dropping doesn't actually do anything. The prison doesn't help anyone other than just dropping stability. Can't reclaim your stolen wealth if you spend it all? We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Alright, time's up. Alright, we're getting a prison and a grand bazaar. Alright, we've got 3 victory points for the loyalists, and only 1 for the rebels. Yeah, many didn't buy in. That happens. Some people are AFK. A deadly disease, besieged, and a fiery mishap. Well, let's see the fiery mishap first. Your Majesty, remember the reptile bones found beneath the eastern prison? There was a nasty explosion there last week. Count Preskich 99 perished in the fire. That's a strange coincidence. Excellent. No, that's a strange coincidence. Indeed, the people say it's his fault for tempting draconic wrath. Well, draconic wrath is a terrible thing. But Count Preskich 99 has died. Preskich 99 II has joined the council. Dragons were here all along, Warzy. I'm right here. Regardless, it's certainly distracted them from the Civil War. Well, poop. Alright, a deadly disease. Your Majesty, I have good and bad news. Which would you like first? Well, the bad news, of course. There's an outbreak of a rare disease called Timian's pox inside the city walls. Civilians are dying by the hundreds, and it'll spread to our garrisons if we're not careful. And the good news? I have a plan for how we can use this disease against our enemies. After all, they're but a stone's throw from our walls these days. Well, tell me about Timian's pox first. Timian's pox is named after King Timian the Short, a very tall man by all accounts. Let me guess, that Short was referring to something else. Yes. The pox, for whatever reason, causes people to grow a foot or two before they die of exhaustion. Let it never be said that physicians have no sense of humor. Regardless, it's spread by close contact to infected individuals, as well as through rats and fleas. It would be a trivial matter to spread such a disease to the traitors outside our walls. That must be against some kind of rules. Devious and despicable. I love it. I refuse. I won't be known as a queen who stooped to such a low. Devious and despicable. I love it. I knew you'd agree. Spread Timian's pox to the besiegers. 64% chance. Try to contain and eliminate the disease, which does have an 80% chance. Let the disease run rampant and focus on protecting the nobles. I am going to veto letting the disease run rampant. So, we got a 64% chance, or we got an 80% chance, nobles. It's your choice. We can either try to use it as a weapon, or save the people. Six to 4 right now. Alright, looks like that's where we're going. I mean, Chiefs, you know, if you hadn't rebelled, Your spymaster arranges an elaborate ruse involving infected soldiers getting captured by the enemy. You await the results. The plan goes off without a hitch. Succeeded! Yeah! It's not long before the pox spreads through the enemy camp like wildfire. If I hadn't sent that archbishop... Yeah, Chief's not doing so well. Military is now only capable. Loyalists gain a victory point. Meanwhile, the disease spreads rapidly within the walls, although not uncontrollably so. Many people die, but the pox is contained mostly to certain districts. Alright. We succeeded in an authority challenge, but stability did decrease. Yeah, the queen didn't want to send the archbishop. Most importantly, the nobles are unaffected. The siege continues, though the attackers have suffered a devastating blow. And besieged. The chiefs march through the crown lands, pillaging and burning. The roads are heaving with refugees, and corpses clog the rivers. Now the capital is surrounded. You stand on the ramparts of your palace, staring out in dismay as the army camps stretched for miles outside the city walls. Get down from there, your majesty. If they get lucky with a crossbow bolt... Is there any hope, Marshal? What are we supposed to do? They look like ants from up here. They look like ants from up here, and we will crush them like ants. Yes, well, even ants are terrifying in enough numbers, and after someone's kicked their nest. We have one hope. The counts and the patricians are still out there, your majesty. Their combined armies smashed the rebels in the last battle, and they can smash them again. I hope they get here in time. Well, now I think we're doomed. The ninth god will decide our fate. You're right, there is still hope. As you finish your sentence, an immense trebuchet hurls a 10-ton boulder towards the capital. It crashes into a nearby clock tower, smashing it to smithereens. Like I said, Your Majesty, you'd better get inside. Alrighty. Time to end the season. Not my clock tower! Alright, a new fashion for capes profits the counts to the tune of 500 wealth. The other nobles gain 200 wealth. Alright, well... right now, I see no reason to tax the counts or the patricians heavily. Could we afford? Could, but that's a little bit much. Alright, let's go ahead and confirm that tax. There you go. Alright, we've got 4 victory points, 1 victory point for the rebels. The siege grinds on. That is our only event. Another dawn breaks. The great army of the north sprawls outside your city walls. For the last 3 weeks, they have tried to fight their way in. The siege drags on, and your food supplies are dwindling. Not the pickled boar's heads! The streets outside your palace explode in daily riots as the citizens demand to be fed. Don't worry, Vladena. The counts will be here to save us soon enough. I'm sure of it. Yeah, you're not going to let down the queen consort, are you, counts? As evening draws in, horns blast outside the city walls. The chiefs are mounting a final attack. Oh. Not much going on there. All right. Royal Gamble, Call for Unity, Anonymous voting. You know what? Call for Unity. Let's swap out reverse voting. Alright, so again, nothing has changed. A grim dawn. The sun rises on a city in turmoil. The chiefs began their assault last night, and you've heard nothing outside but screams and howls and the clash of blades since. Half the capital is in flames. Soldiers rush back and forth, shouting panicked orders. You haven't seen your marshal since the night before. Perhaps she's already dead. Your honor guard are in the streets outside the palace, building a barricade and organizing last-ditch defenses. Vital work, but you're vulnerable without them by your side. The royal court is empty except for you, your wife, and your daughter, cradled in the arms of her nanny. Her crying is giving you a headache. I've prepared a special fast-acting poison. Totally painless. Shall we have one last drink together? Drink poison? Are you crazy? Have you really lost all hope? You're right, let's drink the poison. No. Drink poison? Are you crazy? It's here if you need it. Your Majesty, you must see this. Follow me. Follow the Spy Master. She leads you and Lorelei up onto the palace walls, where you look out over the endless mass of soldiers rampaging through the streets of the city. In the darkness of dawn, you can barely make them out, only silhouettes and countless glimmers of torches. You duck as a burning arrow sails overhead. Why did you bring me here? Look closer, Your Majesty. The army is shifting and convulsing like a great beast in pain. Horns, trumpet, hooves, thunder. The counts and the patricians have arrived in full force. A mighty hammer smashing the chiefs against the walls of the city. Victory! And someone's getting some trade. After that, it's just mopping up. The chiefs make a brave final stand, but they don't stand a chance. Their army is crushed. Burn, you clock killers! How dare they destroy the giant clock? By dawn, rebel corpses clog the rivers and blanket the city streets. The crows feast like never before. So it's a feast for crows, huh? Soon the armies of the counts and the patricians are parading through the city, waving their banners and showing off their loot. Trade is now opulent in the east, and trade is now monopoly in the coast. It tried to be diplomatic. Did you now? Did you? Did you? Meanwhile, Chief Lord Canis, the leader of the rebellion, is brought to you in chains. Common folk crowd into the palace to watch the trial. We fought with honor. Our ancestors smile on us for resisting your tyranny. Sentence Lord Canis to death. Throw him in the dungeon. Let him go with a warning. So, Lord Canis, what do you have to say for yourself? What do you have to say for yourself? Now we just have to force the counts to give us their Bs at musket point. I will give you an opportunity to plead for your life or ask for something in particular. With your final breath, you curse every last count bloodline to watch their bees rot and die. Well, no one speaks ill of the bees. Sentence Lord Canis to death. Stiff-backed and silent, Chief Lord Canis is dragged out to the city square and led up onto a platform before the roaring masses. The executioner's axe falls, the head bounces into the crowd, and the common folk kick it around and cheer. Chief Lord Canis has died. Lord Canis II has joined the council. And just like that, the North is defeated. The rebellion is over. The kingdom is mine again. Defiance is now cordial in the North. Military is now weak in the North. Defiance is now loyal for the coast, and Defiance is now loyal for the East. And thus the sport of football is born. Reappears with a totally not fake mustache on. As you sit, resplendent atop your throne, the common folk raise a mighty cheer. Long live the Queen, they shout. Long live the Queen! Authority is now oppressive. Stability is now stable. Now I can get back to the true work of getting the farms better. Keeping your head. You defeated a rebellion. Excellent. Excellent. Let's go ahead and end this season. Said you have a surprise for me? Aye, and here it is. Behold! Your Greatness, what are you doing here at such an hour? I'm sorry, I hope you didn't overhear any. Because their defiance got reduced. Because their defiance got reduced. Wow. Quit your babbling, you scaredy cat. This isn't the Queen, it's a peasant who's the Queen's spitting image. Gods be good, and just in time, the Spymaster trusts us, and we can move to the next phase, kidnapping the Queen and putting this fool in her place. It's all part of the plan. How do we manage that? We need the kingdom in utter chaos, bad enough that the Queen's abduction can slip past unnoticed. For the next stage of this scheme, the chiefs must lower stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Oh no. Alright. Those are the claimants. So things are just back to normal now. So we've got my ambition. They just rebelled? How the hell does the Spymaster trust them? I know. I know. I feel like that should reset their ambition and force them to choose a new one. I really do feel like that. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be the mother of the nation. You're well on your way to reaching that goal. The peasants are thriving and well fed, and they think of you fondly. Well done, your majesty. And now the North's defiance is loyal. The rebellion was a front. Clearly it was. But to shut down your nobles' scheming for good, we need to build on that reputation. Your advisors have some ideas. The common folk are a sleeping giant that even the nobles are afraid to wake. If you become beloved by the peasants and the nobles won't dare overthrow you for fear of revolution. Or you could declare war on the Ashmedian Empire. The nobles will forget their schemes if you win. Become beloved by the common folk. Stability in farming. Declare war on the Ashmedian Empire. Farming and military. Yeah, I don't think that one is a good choice right here. Don't think that one is a good choice right now. Become beloved by the common folk. Stability in farming. Well, maybe so, but I could still work on that. A wise decision, Your Majesty. I'll begin recruiting town criers to shout about your achievements to the masses. But first, you need some actual achievements. Your priority is to raise the kingdom's stability and overall farming as much as you can. And, of course, there can't be open rebellion among the nobles. Tell me about it. Alright. Well, a new contraption. Let's see what that is. Such a shame I lost the military juggernaut. It kinda is. It kinda is. It kinda is. Your Majesty, a noble patrician by the name of Chemifox wants to present you with a new invention. Your August Majesty, we are entering a modern age, a more humane age, yet botched executions are commonplace. Decapitations where the head doesn't come off, or hangings where it does. No more. Behold a merciful machine for removing heads quickly and painlessly. I call it the Chemifox. Would have been useful a few minutes ago. They swish away a cloth to reveal a huge machine of iron and wood. It has a hole for someone to place their head, and a heavy blade dangling ominously above it. The sight sends a chill down your spine. It's awful. How efficient. Or, you want to name this horrible thing after yourself? Why not? This is a machine of mercy. With a little funding, Your Majesty, I can distribute the Chemifox across the kingdom. I'll bring this to the council. You won't regret this. So it's a guillotine, yeah. Yeah, it's a guillotine. Alright, so we can fund a nationwide rollout for some more authority. Test it on noble patrician Chemifox themselves. Seems bad. Or we could ban this horrid contraption. Let's ban this horrid contraption, and you know you want money. You know you want money, guys. So this is how we become converted to Mariaism? Clearly. Money! Money! Come on, money! You know you want money. Guys, money. Money. How is money not speaking? I clearly should have vetoed the test one. Well, shucks. There goes some stability. Voting has closed. Tested on noble patrician Chemifox themselves. What? No, no, I just wanted to help people. Defiance is now grumbling. Noble patrician Chemifox is dragged to the Chemifox by your watch captain, and their head is forced into the hole. No, please! Shink! Noble patrician Chemifox has died. Chemifox 2 has joined the council. Stability is now teetering. Well, poop. Look what you guys have done. Wow, that is helpful. With the value of the Chemifox now proven, you take money from noble patrician Chemifox's estate to fund the rollout across the kingdom. Noble patrician Chemifox 2's wealth has decreased 3050 to 2300. A lot of death this reign, yeah. Soon you're chopping through the backlog of condemned prisoners with unprecedented speed and unprecedented mercy. Authority is now tyrannical. Well, shoot. The diplomat. Your Majesty, a diplomat has arrived all the way from Kirth. Your Greatest Majesty, a pleasure to meet you. The pleasure is all mine. The diplomat bows low. I come seeking prisoners, bounty hunters, I believe, which were employed by the Republic as well as a fugitive captain. The Republic is willing to pay handsomely for the transfer of these prisoners to our custody. I do not need to remind Your Majesty of Kirth's ascendant power and long memory. Alright, Sealand, have a good night. Thank you very much for coming on out and participating. So we can refuse the diplomat's offer and keep the prisoners, or we can accept the bounty and transfer the prisoners. Alright. +1 stability if more than 50% of the nobles vote for any one option. Start the vote. Kirith opposes all monarchies as a republic. Well, they can choose what they want. Actually, I might not be able to get this with lurkers. I don't know. I don't know how it works. This might be a bad one to have. We'll see how it goes. Going for the money. Oh, yeah, no, that's good. That's more than 50%. Voting has closed. Accept the bounty and transfer the prisoners. And we got some stability. Yeah. Stability is now stable. Treasury is now 6,500. You release Oriad and the bounty hunters into the diplomat's custody. The jingle of coins from the chest that is wheeled into your throne room allays any concerns you may have had. Ah, so good. Alright, let's end the season. Alright, so we really want the library among the chiefs. And yeah, library and not the prison, guys. Start the auction. The counts would want the Grand Bazaar. But it is crucial. It is crucial. Remember how much the chiefs rebelled, how they attempted to force their views on the kingdom. So remember, get that stability up. Get the library. Ariyaru, hurry up, join! Exclamation mark, join, and then fund the library. Let's unite in our hatred against the monarch. Put lots of money into the library. You want the library. Hurry up, hurry up. Oh, shucks. The Grand Bazaar, which is okay. The prison, which is really, really bad. Ambition Beloved. A Bazaar Report. The Chief's Shame. Alright, Ambition Beloved. No, let's wait for that one. A Bazaar Report. You offered to let the counts in on the plunder, they just wanted more money? I mean, they also didn't want their lands burnt. You attacked them first. Your Majesty, I've received worrying reports. Worrying and confusing. I'm constantly worried and confused. I pay you too much to be confused. Now let me help you out. What's wrong? I've received reports from one of my little birdies in Chief Lizard Danger's clan hall. He has a most unusual guest. Oh no, is this some kind of parasite thing? Who? It's you, Your Majesty, or someone who looks just like you. I have no reason to suspect the chiefs of plotting anything, and yet I can't square this away. Unfortunately, I can't devote too many resources to solving this puzzle with the kingdom in such a lamentable state. Too busy fighting fires elsewhere. I recommend you call a meeting of the council and try to do something to put a stop to this. Alright, very well. Assemble them at once. Triple the security around the palace. Conduct a thorough search of the northern clan halls. Delay scheme for 1 season. Or do nothing. Well, we're going to veto do nothing. Alright. Triple the security around the palace, everyone. We should really, really triple the authority around the security around the palace. Also, who has Ariyaru joined? You've joined the chiefs. Well, Ariyaru, you know you want to be a turncoat. You weren't there when they declared war on us, on the rest of us. So you are still in my good graces. Alright. Voting is closed. Nobly resisted the tyranny of the crown. Excuse me, what? I did not. I did not have a bishop victim blame people who died in an avalanche. The council chose that. I did not choose that one. Conduct a thorough search of the northern clan halls. You send your best knights to kick down doors and rampage through the northern clan halls, searching for your doppelganger. Defiance is now aloof. It doesn't accomplish much except ticking off the chiefs. If this doppelganger exists, she's been moved to a safe location. But at least you've bought yourself some time. You've hampered the chiefs' efforts. Their stat goal will not be elevated until the end of next season. Okay, so we've got some time. The chief's shame. Chief Aruyaru. Great gods, our armies are an embarrassment. We tried to destroy a beaver dam last week and were repelled. What happened to the chiefs? Oh, I don't know. Maybe they got, they started a rebellion against the queen and got utterly crushed. That could be it. It's possible. Nay, friend, our military was only holding us back from becoming a folk of wisdom and refinement. Look at this, a book! We can learn so much from these things. Yeah, you can. Except you didn't fund the library. Did you know a beaver's tail acts as a rudder while swimming? It's you that's acting as a rudder, steering us to irrelevance. We must whip the North into shape. Alright, Northerners. Reject the old ways and embrace an enlightened North. Reduce military. Hire hillfolk mercenaries from the frozen wastes. That has a 100% chance of working. Perform the ritual of ice fire to boost soldier morale. Lose some wealth to increase military. Or trust in the old gods to provide a solution. 50% chance. So only the chiefs can vote. Only the chiefs can vote. Alright, going to hire hillfolk mercenaries. Lothar of the Hill People. Small groups of hillfolk endure hard-scrabble lives in the frozen wastes, ferocious or clever enough to contend with the mighty ice giants. Chief Ariyaru leads a small diplomatic mission, bringing iron weapons and farming tools to entice the warriors in the wastes. Ariyaru returns several weeks later with a band of hillfolk fighters, some so big they'd be mistaken for ice giants if not for their disarmingly handsome faces. Some chiefs' wealth decreased, and the trade challenge succeeded. Morale is boosted significantly, partly thanks to the chief's desperate attempts to impress the hill-dwelling heartthrobs. Military is now up to 4. Alright. Ambition Beloved. Your Majesty, the common folk are swayed as easily as a dandelion in a gale. I'm confident that we can make them adore you. This will be the biggest public relations campaign the kingdom has ever seen. You'll tour the kingdom giving speeches. Town criers will declaim your great deeds from every corner. Can we do things to actually help people? How much impact can town criers really have? Is that all? Can we do things that actually help people? The nobles would never accept it. Yeah, nobles. You need to secure your hold on power. Then you can pass whatever reforms you like. A few days later, the Chancellor is helping you prepare for your first big speech. Get me my fancy robes. This is a 5th one this week. The peasants demand my presence. No. Get me my fancy robes. Get the queen her fancy robes. You're hustled out onto your palace balcony, below which a sea of expectant and unwashed faces gaze up at you. As you step out into view, you are greeted by uneasy quiet. A few half-hearted cheers, a few boos. The peasants shuffle their feet impatiently. Not the greatest reception, but at least they're not throwing anything. Yet. Let's give our speech. 40% chance. Hey, it succeeded! Nice. As you launch into your speech, indifference turns to rapt attention. The peasants are hanging onto your every word. The crowd grows and grows. Yes! Throw the cheese! Do a dance! When you wrap up, the peasants' cheering is so loud you're nearly knocked over. Oh, well done, Your Majesty. That went brilliantly. I did it, Chancellor. Everyone loves me. They do. Everyone does love me. Not quite everyone, Your Majesty. Up until now, your speeches were confined to the capital. Now's the time to take this show on the road. Over the next few weeks, you travel all over the kingdom, delivering that same speech to packed venues. Everywhere you go, you're greeted by cheers and applause. Things are going wonderfully. The common folk of the coast even want to throw you a surprise banquet to celebrate your achievements. How delightful! I'm not much of a party person. If it's a surprise party, why are you telling me? How delightful! This is a sign you're a true queen of the people, Your Majesty. This has nothing to do with the nobles. It's all about the ordinary folk, the salt of the earth. So when is this banquet? Sounds tiresome, but very well. Exactly as I wanted. I'm so glad, Your Majesty. Await your invitation. Alright. We got a farming challenge, 60%. After a few weeks, the Chancellor sidles into your office looking very pleased with themselves. It succeeded! Woohoo! Your Majesty, the townsfolk of the coast are ready for your visit. Ah, yes, for my surprise party. I'll wear my best crown. That's game, you think? I think it might be. I'll wear my best crown. You make your preparations to leave. Although it's meant to be a surprise, you may as well bring some essential luxuries. Your wife Lorelei steps up into the carriage and settles beside you, giving you a kiss on the cheek. Aww. Oh, this will be very pleasant indeed. How clever you've been making all this happen. This is very nice, don't you think? Very nice indeed. Those foolish presents are wrapped around my finger. I just want my banquet. I'm starving. Yeah, I just want my banquet. I'm starving. I've brought some snacks for the meantime, Your Majesty. Snacks. Not the sausages, though, right? Little Vladenna III makes the Chancellor play increasingly undignified make-believe games on the journey. Aww. You finally arrive in the coastal capital. Everywhere, the people line the streets and hang out of the windows, cheering your procession. Lord Patrician Farsight II stalks up to you and bows. His smile is very rigid. Greetings, Your Serene Highness. How good to see you. Surprise. By the ninth god, I had no idea this was happening. Oh, for me? Yes, but where's my banquet? Oh, for me? The coastal workers have decided they support the crown so much that they've put on a party in your honor. Goodness, I'm overcome. Indeed, that's quite understandable. It was a surprise for all of us. Voices of praise follow you as you travel to the banquet hall. Townsfolk throw flower petals in your path. Lord Patrician Farsight III's face is like thunder. When you enter the banquet hall, the national anthem strikes up and even more cheering arises. The hall is filled with coastal townsfolk, but there are also common folk from all across the kingdom. Northern warriors bellow their support. The Chancellor looks stunned. I had no idea everyone got together for this. Let's party! They love me, they really love me. Aw, they do. They love me, they really love me, just like all of you, dear viewers. Of course they do. You're the queen. The people roar in approval. You spend a week in the coast, feasting and drinking and breaking bread with the commoners. But you can't be on holiday forever. Eventually you return to the capital, where the council is in session. The nobles are arguing again. You're surprised they let the northern warriors so close? I am too, a little bit. By the blood of the dead, we must have coin from the treasury. I found an ancient law stating that the East is entitled to funds for Eastern sporting activities. No, we need gold for our business. The peasants aren't working hard enough and we're losing momentum. You think back to the gathered peasants, tradespeople, and merchants, all cheering for you. So many of them cheering for you. Make your own money. You have enough. Be quiet and let me make the decision. Time for a change. I'm bringing the peasants into the council. I didn't shout for the 9th at the end. That's true. I didn't. I'm bringing the peasants into the council. What? Bringing peasants into the council? You lock eyes with him, and you can tell he's thinking back to the banquet in his town. Yes, your august majesty, of course. Even over a single day, it becomes clear that the nobles are running scared. You have so much support from the ordinary people across the kingdom that the nobles have realized just how outnumbered they really are. Merchants and peasants rub shoulders with aristocrats in the council sessions, bringing fresh perspective and the concerns of ordinary people to the throne for the first time. The kingdom grows truly harmonious. Even your crown feels lighter on your head when you put it on each morning. Stability is now peaceful. Up to 9. Don't let the Archbishop back into the north, please. Trade can't go any higher. Trade can't go any higher, and trade is now monopoly in the east. Hey, look, guys! Congratulations! You finally got up to your, for your blood ritual. And treasury is now 8,500. Your reign stretches out in front of you, full of hope and ready for a bright future. But goddamn, trade is good. It is. It is. The monarch is victorious, saving for a rainy day and beloved by the people. Won the game with 6,000 gold. Trade is good. Chiefs are wimps. Life is good. Rushing to complete the scheme, the counts attempted their blood ritual too early. The summoned demon escaped their control and slaughtered dozens, including Marcella and Count Canadian Dragon. Oh dear. The patricians succeeded in turning the palace into a hotbed of bribery and corruption, but what's new about that? They failed to gain the throne and lost money in the process. A bad investment. Our authority was great. All that remained of the chief's attempt to usurp the crown was a prisoner, deep under the palace, clad in an iron mask and shrouded in rumor. Their deaths were greatly exaggerated. It's nice to be loved, especially when you're loved by an entire kingdom. Queen Vladena II rode a surge of public adoration for another 15 years of carousing, feasting, and popular reform, which were promptly undone after her passing. But the peasants thought it was nice while it lasted. Queen Vladena II the Popular is the winner. The game length, 3 years, 6 months, 982 to 985. Spouse, Lorelei of the East. Successor, Queen Vladena III. Oh, right, I can click on these things. Noble stats, wealthiest noble, Farsight III II with 3,400, and a poorest noble, Lord Canis II with 0. And the kingdom? Like, our authority got up to 10. How? I don't... Like, how did how did the patricians succeed in making it a hotbed of corruption if we have authority of 10? And stability got up to 9. Trade of 10, 10, and 10. Farming of 6, 7, and 7. Military of 4, 4, 6. Faith of 0, 0, 2. Defiance of 2, 0, 3. And I think that was our heir at the end. It's legal corruption, so lobbying. Apparently so. Apparently so. Alright, but that is going to bring us to the end of King of the Castle for tonight. We will be back next week. Will we continue the dynasty, or will we start a new dynasty? Because there are 2 other regions that we haven't seen. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. This was very fun. It was a lot of fun. I had a great deal of fun. We will be back on Wednesday for some more retro gaming in the morning and some more Lego building in the evening. Friday, we will return to Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster in the morning and more Lego building, continuing up with our Natural History Museum in the evening. The Grandees and the Barons, indeed. And I have not actually seen the Barons at all played, so I'm curious about that. But we'll see. And we can always return to this dynasty if we want to continue it later as well. Saturday, we'll be back for a double dose of Spelljammer. Tabletop at noon, and more Suffering Through Pirates of Realm Space in the evening. In addition, there's going to be a special LEGO build stream on Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, because that's the 6-year anniversary of me actually getting to visit the Great Pyramid in Egypt. So I'm going to build the LEGO Great Pyramid of Giza. Why not? It's the day that I went to see it in real life, so I figured, why not build it on the 6-year anniversary? Still one of the best trips of my life. Probably the best trip I'll ever be on for the rest of my life. Very, very good. Yes, I did go to Egypt. I did go to Egypt. It was wonderful. And then, like I said, next Monday, we will return to this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did. I had an absolute blast. And I shall see you guys next time. See you then, everyone.